Welcome to the Randy Report, and happy Pride Month, everyone. I'm Randy Slovacek, your host. I'm also the writer and editor of therandyreport.com, where you can find me every single day on the internet reporting on the daily news cycle in terms of politics, pop culture, and entertainment news of interest to the LGBTQ community and its allies. In this week's headlines, at this year's Pride Night, the LA Dodgers honored Glenn Burke and Billy Beane, former Dodgers and the first Major League Baseball players to come out as gay. Cities around the country are finding new ways to show pride colors after rainbow crosswalks were removed. An appeals court has ruled Donald Trump's executive order banning transgender troops is likely unconstitutional. The new film Miss You, Love You, starring Allison, Janney, and Andrew Rannells, is a winner thanks to the star's top-shelf performances. Plus, new music from the Cowgays. All that and more in this episode of The Randy Report. The Los Angeles Dodgers unveiled a permanent display honoring LGBTQ trailblazers and former players for the team Glenn Burke and Billy Beane, who were the first two major leaguers to come out as gay. A ceremony, including their families, was held just hours before the team's 13th Pride Night as the Dodgers hosted the LA Angels. The tribute sits in the center field plaza and includes photos, memorabilia, and stories from two men whose journeys helped change baseball history. Against a swirling rainbow painted on the wall are Burke's number 3 and Billy Beane's number 40 framed jerseys, along with a color photo of Burke's baseball card and a black and white shot of him in action. Beane's side of the display features two color photos of him, and there are placards describing their careers and contributions. In 1982, Glenn Burke became the very first Major League Baseball player to come out as gay, 3 years after retiring. He played for the Dodgers and the Oakland A's from 1976 to 1979. Cute little factoid. Glenn Burke and his Dodgers teammate Dusty Baker are widely credited with inventing the high five after they slapped hands on the field in 1977. Burke died at age 42 in 1995 of AIDS complications. Billy Beane came out publicly in 1999, 4 years after retiring, having played in the majors from 1987 to 1995 for the Detroit Tigers, LA Dodgers, and San Diego Padres. In 2014, he was appointed Major League Baseball's first ambassador for inclusion and later became the league's senior vice president for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia in 2023, Beane died the following year at age 60. At a time when some organizations are pulling back from LGBTQ support, big thanks to the LA Dodgers for celebrating the community. The city of El Paso has installed Pride-themed decorative cylinders on streetlights surrounding Pride Square in downtown El Paso in recognition of Pride Month. Officials stated that the installation is meant to add colorful visual elements to the downtown area, creating a welcoming atmosphere for residents and visitors. The colorful streetlights are a smaller design compared to last year's rainbow crosswalks, but still honor LGBTQ pride. This change is most likely a result of Texas Governor Greg Abbott's demand to remove, quote, all political ideologies from the streets, saying it violates federal and state guidelines regarding road safety. As I've previously reported, other U.S. cities have responded to the removal of rainbow crosswalks by installing nearby rainbow sidewalks, bike racks, and benches. For example, Idaho's capital city of Boise recently complied with a ban on pride flags by wrapping the flagpoles themselves in rainbow stripes. A 3-judge panel from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia ruled 2-1 that Donald Trump's executive order banning transgender troops was created with the intent to exclude people from the military based on their gender identity and likely violates their constitutional rights. Despite the panel's opinion issued last week on the first day of Pride Month, the ban does remain in effect. The U.S. Supreme Court allowed the Pentagon to enforce the policy last year and will continue to allow it to remain in place as litigation proceeds. The panel's new ruling will prevent the military from discharging current service members named in the lawsuit, but it does not allow new trans recruits to join. Writing for the majority, Judge Robert Wilkins said the policy, quote, appears to be driven by the bare desire to harm a politically unpopular group, persons who identify as transgender, end quote. It's worth noting that the 6 plaintiffs in the original lawsuit include a Sailor of the Year honoree, a Bronze Star recipient, and several who were awarded meritorious service medals. Army Sergeant First Class Kate Cole told the Associated Press, quote, I've spent more than half my life in the Army, including combat in Afghanistan. Removing qualified transgender soldiers like me means an exodus of experienced personnel, end quote. What to watch? Miss You, Love You, starring Oscar winner Allison Janney and Tony Award nominee Andrew Rannells, is sad and funny, unexpected, and beautifully observed. The official synopsis reads, a blunt, grieving widow, Diane, played by Allison Janney, is forced to plan her husband's funeral with a total stranger, her estranged gay son's assistant, Jamie, played by Andrew Rannells. As they fumble through grief and their strange, darkly funny circumstances, buried secrets and long-held resentments surface. But their partnership becomes an unlikely conduit for connection, laughter, and healing for this mother and her unexpected surrogate son. Tracking a familiar path for strangers who overcome tension to form an emotional bond, there's more grit and specificity than one might expect. Over the course of the film, the 2 lead actors share prickly laughs in this HBO dramedy, but it's their emotional connection as 2 grieving strangers that sneaks up and gets you. It's a work that's both delicate and rough around the edges. It feels to me like it could have been a stage play and serves as a terrific showcase for Janney and Rannells. This is a performance-driven character drama featuring 2 well-matched stars who know how to utilize cadence and subtle physical movements for comedic and emotional effect. I highly recommend. Miss You, Love You is available now on HBO Max. And that brings me to the end of this episode of The Randy Report. If you enjoy catching up on LGBTQ news in a quick podcast, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it with your friends. Plus, make sure you hit that subscribe button to make sure you never miss an episode. I like to think of The Randy Report as the 60 minutes of gay news, only shorter. I'm going to close out this episode with the latest from the country music power trio, the Cowgays, whose new upbeat single, Kids Like Us, celebrates the grit and resilience of queer people who got through figuring ourselves out and realized just how tough we are. Look for the Cowgays, comprised of Chris Houseman, Adam Mack, and Brooke Eden, on all major music platforms, including Apple Music and Spotify. Thanks for listening, everyone. Take care of yourselves and have a happy Pride Month.
Like us, we all grew up with God coming out of the speakers, climbing up trees, skinning our knees, running through the neighborhood sprinklers.
But when everybody else started falling in love, I started feeling left out. Worried my world would fall apart if anybody ever found out. Till I found out kids like us know about getting back up. Know that you gotta be tough, dust off all the haters, it's rough, but don't let it break you, 'cause they try to write us out.
catch a dream if you don't go chase it. Cheers to the rules we've all been breaking. If you got a glass, then raise it. Yeah, go on and raise it.
Kids like us know about getting back up. Know that you gotta be tough. Dust off all the haters, it's rough. But don't let it break you, 'cause they try to write us out the story for good. What they don't know is we rewrote the book. Kids like us. Kids like us. You ain't gotta rush.
But when that day comes, got a seat at the table for you. Yeah, we're living proof.
Kids like us.